Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, founder of AddictionMindset Recovery Coaching. And in today's video, I want to take some time and talk about how Blackmarket THC carts really messed me up and why you might want to consider reconsidering them. As you can see, I'm filming from my car. I lost my job, I lost my house, and all that's to blame on Blackmarket THC cartridge products. I'm just messing with you, that's not true. Here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, we help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, pornography, and a whole host of other addictions. So subscribe if you find this valuable and check out the description to the video. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but at one point in my life, I started first smoking weed when I was in college. And when I first started smoking, weed was fun. I had a good time with weed. I wasn't always, everyone thinks I'm always anti-weed because I help people quit weed. That's not true. There was a point in my life where I enjoyed smoking weed with my friends, and it truly was fun. We'd get high, we'd laugh, we'd watch a movie, we'd eat junk food. It was relatively harmless stuff, especially considering at that point I was 23 to 25 years old. And it was only something I would do on the weekends, a Friday, a Saturday night, and it was a good time, not gonna lie. And then, time went on and I did start to develop a dependency, and this was all dry herb. That's all I really did. I had an edible once, absolutely horrible experience. I do not do well with edibles. I also had a few bad experiences taking some fat bong blasts to my face. Wasn't for me. I did like the volcano vaporizer, so that's not totally true. But overall, it would be a pretty calm night. We'd smoke a blunt, maybe I'd have a beer, whatever. And it was good. Compared to going out drinking till 4 a.m. every morning here in Buffalo, New York, and then going out, getting home God knows how, eating junk food at 4, 6 a.m. after the bars in the morning. I mean, smoking was a lot safer. It was honestly more enjoyable and a lot safer, in my opinion. Then there came this point in my life where I got into the THC cartridges, and that really screwed everything up, okay? So I'm here in New York. I quit all THC substances about 3.5 years ago, and it's right about probably 3.5 years ago when I got heavy into the THC cartridges. Now here in New York, you only have legal medical marijuana. You can't get it recreationally. That's changing, but at the time I couldn't. And I was buying dank vapes off of my guy. My homeboy was hooking me up with those $50 dank vape cards. I know, I feel stupid admitting it, but I didn't know. I didn't know. Anyways, so I remember the first time I hit a dank vape card, I said to myself, this is bad news. This is bad. This is not regular Mary Jane. And I got hooked. I got hooked on them. So I want you guys to understand something, though, before I go into how Black Market carts destroyed me. I only smoked at night. I was never the type of stoner who could go through a whole day high and do things high. I could only smoke at night. And the carts were great because at this point I didn't realize it, but due to all the drinking I had done, all the smoking I had done, all the money I had spent on my addictions, I was back living at home with my parents as a grown adult. So the carts were perfect because, like many of you guys who watch my videos, I didn't want my house to smell. My parents, honestly, they wouldn't have been too happy. They probably would have kicked me out again. Not again. They never really kicked me out the first time around. But they wouldn't have been happy with me. They would have been very disappointed in their grown adult man son smoking carts in his, twin bed at night in his bedroom. Very disappointed. I digress. So I got into carts, and I noticed the high was different. It wasn't really that enjoyable. It just felt like I was using drugs. It felt like I was on drugs, drugs. And I noticed too, I started to get cravings during the day. I would crave hitting my cart. That never really happened with me when I used dry herb. There were some times where I'd want to get home to smoke, but it wasn't a craving. This was a nicotine craving. It was a craving. That little cart was just, oh, Franklin, baby Franklin, come take a hit. And I was oh, man, this is bad. This is bad. But I was addicted, so I didn't care. And I noticed too, like when I would try and quit carts, I couldn't. Like I could pretty easily take tolerance breaks from weed. For me, that wasn't too hard. But with the carts, I couldn't take like it was impossible. I just had to rip that thing at night. And I noticed too, like when I would try and quit, I would get wicked withdrawals. Like my body would hurt, I would break out in hives, I'd be sweating, the insomnia was insane. I mean, I would get some nasty screwed up withdrawals. And at this point, I was also starting to develop symptoms of CHS, Cannabinoid Hyperemesis Syndrome, where I couldn't eat food in the mornings without feeling sick or nauseous. I never got to a point where I was like straight up vomiting during the day like a lot of you guys, but like my body hurt and I was definitely sick all the time. Like I couldn't eat food until like 5 p.m. at night. And I didn't look good. Like physically, I might still not look good, but I was pale as I was a pale rail. Like I had lost probably 25, 30 pounds after smoking carts, probably 25 pounds, and I was a pale, skinny rail. And you know the ladies love that little skinny stoner look. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They do, but I'm kidding. So you guys are really going to see an unhinged version of me today. I'm really hyped up about this topic. But I just didn't look good, and my family knew it. They were like, Frank, you look terrible. Like, they knew something was wrong. They knew. And so I had symptoms of CHS. I was getting nightly panic attacks. So every night I was trying to go to bed, and I would develop this breathing, this heavy breathing. And I actually went to go see my doctor for it because I thought I had something wrong with my lungs. And they did an x-ray, and this is really messed up because this was kind of around, I think, not around, but close enough proximity to when there was like those deaths from the vape carts. I went to go see an urgent care center, and they did an x-ray, and they're like, oh, you look like you might have some pneumonia, but it's not pneumonia. We don't know what's going on. And I do think that was from the Blackmarket carts, but I was there for chest pain. And they said, look, you're having panic attacks. This is anxiety attacks. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't have anxiety. I don't have panic attacks. Like I have anxiety, but I don't have panic attacks. And that was happening every night. And the weird thing was, here's the saddest part about the carts. I thought the carts were fixing those problems. So I'd be like, shit, I'm so anxious. I just got to rip my pen. I'm going to have a panic attack. I can't sleep. I got to rip my pen. I feel nauseous. I can't eat food. I got to rip my pen. And again, this was all at night. This was all after, day-to-day hours. And like, that's the worst part about these things. I thought the very thing that was killing me was helping me. And even worse, now something I once loved, smoking weed, was destroying me because, TKO carts, dank vape carts, Mario carts, cereal carts, that's what we had here in New York. I wouldn't even call that weed. Like, I don't even know what that was. I can tell you one thing for damn sure. It wasn't 96% THC. Maybe, 90% pesticide, 6% THC if I was lucky. God knows, that's my other complaint. Like, what was getting me high? It wasn't THC. What was getting me high? Vitamin E acetate was blocking up my breathing. What was I so addicted to? And I'll tell you guys, when I quit, like the first 3 days of withdrawals, they were wicked. Like, I hear people talk about withdrawals. I was never addicted to anything like opioids or pills. I hear people talk about that stuff, and the way my stomach was screwed up, the restless legs, the body pain, the nausea, it was only for like maybe 3 to 5 days. I don't exactly remember, but it was brutal. And it's not like I was using a lot of it, so I just wonder, like, was I coming off of like trace amounts of benzos or trace amounts of opioids? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I really wonder. So I really hate THC carts because then I went back to trying to smoke dry herb and I couldn't. Like, my body just rejects it. Like, it's impossible. I don't want to anymore. Like, my life is good. I don't actually live in my car. I've accomplished so much more in life since I've quit smoking. Honestly, quitting smoking Mary Jane because of THC black market carts, I think was a blessing in disguise. Because now that I've quit, like I started this business, I have another business right behind me. It's busy with patients, so I can't like film this in there. But I think it was a blessing in disguise, to be honest. But I did despise it at first. And the reason I think that is I believe carts are really messing up people's endocannabinoid systems. Like, you have this system in your body. I made other videos on it. I'll link the Cannabinoid Hyperemesis video at the end. You can watch that. I talk about a lot. But you have an endocannabinoid system. And I'm really under the impression that smoking carts permanently caused damage and permanently messed up my endocannabinoid system. And that's why I can't, like, smoke weed anymore. So I don't know. That's just a theory, but I know that's very similar for a lot of you guys who I'm talking to who are trying to quit. You can't smoke you can't go back. Like, a lot of people can't go back. Some can, but a lot of people can't go back. And I'll tell you this too. If you're at a point where you're heavy into the carts, the black market carts or medical carts, whatever it may be, and your weed is becoming smoking a chore, weed is destroying your quality of life, and you got an addiction, you got a dependence, you got to ask yourself, like, is this worth it? Like, you are capable of so much more. That's what this company is about. You are capable of accomplishing so much more in life than getting hooked on some trash that some plug, some dealer is selling you, that some other trash bag is manufacturing. You are worth so much more. Is this how you want to do you want to be me, being 25, 26 years old, living at home because you're so broke from spending all your money on paying for $50 dank vape carts like an idiot? Like, I don't want you guys to wind up that way. And that's why I despise black market carts. Although I do have a good life and I've been successful thus far, that could have ruined it for me. Like, that could have ruined it. Black market carts. And I think they're ruining the pro 420 movement. I really do. Even the medicinal or recreational grade stuff, 96, 97% THC, we're going to see problems. We're going to see more dependence. We're going to see more addiction. And I tell you guys what, it's going to get slapped the same way the vape industry is getting slapped right now. You guys are going to see the same thing happen in the 420 community, and it sucks because I'm very pro 420 for the right reasons. And carts are ruining 420. They're ruining 420. I hope this rant makes sense to you guys. I just came on and ranted, but it's facts. It's facts, no caps. You know it. You're watching this. If you need help, check out the description. You can book a free call to talk to our offices. And be sure to follow me in the next video where I talk about Cannabinoid Hyperemesis Syndrome and we take a deep dive into the endocannabinoid system. I'll see you guys there.